afternoon. Welcome staff, parents, family, friends, students, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2018. When Eric told me that I would be speaking at graduation, I kind of laughed it off and admitted that there was absolutely no way he was going to get me to do that. All he had to say to that was, "Fine, I'll just call your name and wait for you to come up." So, here I am, avoiding an awkward situation that would probably traumatize me much more than just simply delivering this speech. But the thing is, this is still pretty awkward for me. I'd much rather be sitting down there, listening to someone who could actually give me a piece of useful advice. But no, I'm stuck up here. Hundreds of people staring at me, waiting for me to say something insightful. You see, sometimes you just have to do things whether you want to or not because it's the right thing to do, or because your principal makes you. When I thought about what I should say, my mind went blank. How am I, some random 18-year-old, supposed to give philosophical advice to a room full of individuals much wiser than I? So I thought about it, and thought some more. I quickly realized the task I had at hand wasn't easy. So, in the irony of it all, I thought, why not write about what to do when you don't know what you're doing? I think that we could all agree that there have been many occasions throughout the past 4 years where we have said, "I don't know what I'm doing," or "I can't do this." And, well, these statements were probably true at the time. Think about our first homecoming together. We really had no idea where to even begin, which is probably why we ended up as the frozen fresh man. At least we got a grammar lesson out of it. Uncertainty and anxiety consumed many of us that first year. We worried about worrying, and we didn't take the time to just breathe. To not feel anxious about being anxious. To accept that we might not always be certain about the direction we want to head in. Today, it is too easy to overthink. The simplest ideas and decisions can be made into something so complex that the original intent no longer exists. Picking what kind of food you want for Project Grad should not be harder than taking the SATs. Stop trying to second guess everything. Go with your instinct. Life is much too short to spend most of our time trying to decipher between what is wrong and what is right. There will be times where there is no right answer. Sorry, math teachers. Don't overthink something to the point where it consumes you. I already tried that when trying to write this speech. It doesn't work. Just because we graduate today doesn't mean we'll never find ourselves saying, "I don't know what I'm doing," ever again. Yes, graduating from high school is a milestone, but it does not mean we know everything, contrary to popular belief. For the rest of your life, you're going to have to make decisions. These decisions are going to be much more important than deciding whether to get mocha or caramel swirl in your Dunkin' iced coffee. For most of us, what we do after today is uncertain. The uncertainties that lie before us come with risk, and risk is part of every choice. Do not let the fear of failure prevent you from crossing the finish line. Enjoy the choices you make. You can change your mind later if you really need to. So, what do you do when you don't know what you're doing? You breathe. You take a step back. You think less. You keep it simple. You focus on what you know. You write a graduation speech because your principal forced you to. Congratulations to my favorite class. You should all be proud of your accomplishments. Keep being great, and good luck.
Good afternoon. I'm really hoping I make it through today without my cap flying off again. Once again, welcome everyone, and congratulations to the class of 2018. I'm so honored to be standing before you all today as one of your valedictorians. I don't really have a list of 18 things I've learned in 18 years, but I will try my best to provide some insightful advice as we are all about to embark on a new journey. To be honest, I hate public speaking. Hate it so much, in fact, that I'm shaking right now and feel slightly faint. So I'm going to keep this short and try not to cry too much, from sadness or from fear. So without further ado, here's some advice from someone who doesn't know anything about the real world. can't tell you if it's going to be the best 4 years of your life or anything, but I can tell you there are times when it's really great and times when it's really awful. Those times when it's really awful, though, that's when you're going to grow the most. I mean, there I was, 12 hours before the speech is due, starting over for about the 20th time. I took a 3-hour nap because my brain was absolutely fried. But honestly, what's new? I take 3-hour naps daily. I cried 3 times trying to write this. However, standing up in front of you all today, I am so relieved to be done with possibly one of the hardest assignments I've ever had to do. I will be a better speaker and speechwriter from this experience. I took on this challenge even though I despise speaking in front of a crowd and use it as an opportunity to grow as a person. It can be assumed we're going to face many challenges in the future. Even in our short lives so far, we have had many setbacks we've had to overcome. While we have all taken different roads to get where we are today, and it is impossible for me to know what the hardest experience was for each graduate, we all share one overarching challenge: high school. Think back to who you were during the times of the frozen freshman. Coming out of middle school, we weren't that united as a class. We all had come from different teams, and honestly, I didn't even know some of you. It would have been impossible to go on and win both homecoming and winter carnival had we stayed that way. Even as shy as some of us were, myself included, we became close and were able to find success in anything we were tested to do as a class. The challenges we faced only help us grow stronger. Like I said, I don't know exactly what each of my classmates' biggest setbacks were, but I can tell you about mine. Other than writing the speech, I've had 2 major challenges I've overcome in my life. The first being a little more superficial, and the other a little more, well, you'll see. First, I am a dancer. Just like Meredith and Christina on Grey's, I dance out all of my problems. Sophomore year, that all changed when I was unable to dance. I think most of you know the story, but basically I had knee surgery and wasn't able to go to the bathroom by myself, let alone dance. Olivia actually had surgery around the same time, so I guess if you want to be valedictorian, have knee surgery sophomore year. Anyway, I had to learn how to get through life without the one thing that made life most enjoyable. I definitely cried more than 3 times during that experience, and those drugs they gave me, well, they certainly knocked me out for more than 3 hours. Somehow I made it through, though, and returned to dancing. I learned so much about myself and was able to grow stronger mentally. I also realized that I wanted to be a doctor, so I could help people become successful in whatever they do. The second challenge was thinking my identity was defined by my race and overcoming that belief. Hi, if you didn't already notice, I'm Asian. For so long, I defined myself as Asian. It wasn't until I realized that race is not what defines a person that I was able to have my own beliefs. Growing up, I thought that because I'm Asian, I had to play piano. I thought I had to be good at math. I thought I had to be the smartest person. I'm not very good at playing piano, I hate math, and as you can probably tell with this speech, I'm not the smartest. Being able to push these self-inflicted beliefs out of my life enabled me to be just me. Not Asian, just Brianna. Oh, and by the way, it's Brianna, not Brianna. Simply making it to graduation is one of the biggest successes you'll have in your lives. In order to be successful, you have to face challenges and use them as opportunities to grow as individuals. I don't know what challenges are yet to come, but I'm excited for the future. I'm ready to take on whatever life wants to throw at me. Now, this is a part where I think I'm supposed to thank a bunch of people, but I'm sure you don't want to hear me ramble on for another minute or so, and I for sure do not want to. So thank you to everyone who has helped me get here today. You know who you are. Finally, to my class. Whether we are best friends or we only saw each other at class meetings, I wish you all the best. You all have what it takes to overcome anything that comes your way. If you don't nail something the first time, as Jeremy Brown would say,
you gotta fix it!
When life gets hard, dance it out. Take a nap. Cry a little. Everything will be okay. I love you all.